Recording in progress.
Hello, welcome back to this channel. Yes, you can international TV channel. And I just want to quickly remind you again that if you haven't subscribed to this Y.Y.C.I TV YouTube channel, this is the time. Subscribe to it now as we continue our recording. I want to welcome you back, and I want to say thank you so much for believing in me to change you, to inspire you, and also to challenge you to take some steps. This is the continuation of Inspirational Nugget of Wisdom. And today we just want to touch more about negativity and positive thoughts. But before we go any further, let me say this to you. Your failure is the sign to your place of your improvement, or sign that you need to gain more knowledge and know it better. Don't be afraid to make a mistake, and don't be afraid to fail. Because you fail in a certain way doesn't mean that that is the end of the world. I make myself an example. When I was growing up and I was in secondary school or primary school, somewhere in the way, I used to fail a lot. I struggled to pass a single subject. And everyone around me do not understand why. I also do not understand why I'm failing, because I focus more on studying. But then when the exam comes, I fail. So that means I don't have enough knowledge, or I don't understand the knowledge or what I've been taught. So is that the beginning? Oh, yes, it's the beginning of success. Only if you don't just realize it, that because you fail, that's not the end of it. You cannot give up because you fail. You cannot lose hope because you fail. And you cannot stop learning, achieving, fulfilling because you fail. So like I said here, your failure is the sign to your place of your improvement. And it's a sign that you need to gain more knowledge and even better understanding. People don't understand something. Because you fail, that doesn't mean that you cannot pass or you cannot repeat what you've said before. I remember when I was in secondary school, I repeated the class. But then I gained more knowledge, more understanding. What people don't understand is that even when you fail, when you repeat it, you can even get more grade. So why are you afraid of failing? Or why are you upset that you fail? If you understand it better, that failure is the beginning. Failure is to tell you that you make an effort and you can still do it better. Failure is just to show you that you are on the track to where you are going and you can still repeat it again. Let me give you an example again of one of our former president of America. He failed several times. I think his name is President Nelson. He failed several times before he became president of a country of United Kingdom, because he didn't give up. He kept trying and trying. Most of the people out there that are successful, they failed several times. Let me ask you a question. Have you heard something like try and error? Oh, yes. Every inventors try and error symptom. Yes, they will try it several times. They will fail several times. They will fall several times, but they don't give up. That is why you and I can be enjoying the airplane, because somebody invented it. Somebody also invented this house we are living in. Yes, but they didn't give up. Imagine if they give up, then we won't be able to live in the place, or somebody else will take over. Somebody else will continue where you stopped. And that's one reason why we need to continue what we are doing. We need to continue building. We need to continue repackaging. We need to keep doing exactly what we're doing because we cannot stop. Why? Because we fail? No. Our failure is a step, is a sign to where you are going. Our failure is just like a step, like you are climbing a ladder. Failure is the beginning of progress, and failure is the beginning and the bottom of the ladder of success that you are climbing. When you step up the first step, you might fall, you might fail, you might make some mistakes. But by the time you realize it and you check it out and you repackage yourself and you reposition yourself, then you overcome it. And guess what? You move to the next level. You climb the next steps. So failure is the sign to your place of your improvement. Let me go on. All the successful, influential people you've learned from or observed always develop themselves to become better. I will say that again. Every successful person you see out there, they continue developing themselves. Why? Because they are not perfect. They've not reached there yet. They continue to develop themselves and getting better and better. Their own betterness is what you enjoy today. Their own achievement is what we are all enjoying today. So I believe one day will come, if you don't give up, somebody somewhere will enjoy what you have started, or they will continue where you stopped, and they will enjoy what you have invented in this world. Are you a dreamer? Are you a starter? Or are you a history maker? Then don't be afraid to fail. Because if you're afraid to fail, you'll be afraid to throw a dice. If you're afraid to fail, then you won't step out and you won't come out of your comfort zone. But I want to believe that this is your time to make a progress. So failure doesn't stop you unless you want to stop yourself. So they develop themselves and they become better. They failed several times. I'm sure you've heard them. You've listened to them and we've heard them saying, yes, I've been there. I've failed several times. But they bounce back. They failed several times, but they bounce back. They did not wait. They did not stay where they fell. They did not stay there and allow somebody else to move on. They rise up and they continue the journey. So I'm telling you today, are you afraid to make a mistake? Are you afraid are you afraid to fail? Please don't be, because you are on your way to victory. Doctors, presidents, prime ministers, leaders, entrepreneurs, educationists. Failure is the beginning of progress. Hear me again? Failure is the beginning of progress. Every setback we turn to come back, especially during crisis, during adversity, and during challenges, most especially as we're rolling out the pandemic in our midst. We are stepping up to progress. We are rising up to progress. So nothing should be able to stop you. Failure is not your portion. It shall be a comeback for us to be stronger and better and wiser. Like I said my own story as well, people gave up on me because I failed. But did I give up on myself? No. I repositioned myself and I moved forward. So failure will not stop you, nor limit you, because you have what it takes to progress in life. You have greatness in you, just as my mentor said, Les Brown. You have greatness in you, and be hungry to do more. Succeed and achieve, and yes, you can. So let's move forward, and let me tell you this. To improve your performances, you need to keep learning. Learning is lifelong. You heard me correct, because your failure will not stop you. But if you keep learning, keep improving, keep bettering yourself, then you will get there and you will achieve greatness. To make a change in this world is to keep learning. You need to learn more than what you've already known. That is the only way to progress in life. Let me also say something about failure. It might be you only depend on the knowledge of your teacher, and that knowledge is not your own revelation. So that is why you can't understand it. And if you can't understand what you are being taught, oh, definitely, you will fail their exams. But let me also say something to you. They set up the exams for you, and then you take the exam. But when you fail, you put yourself down, having forgotten that that is their own examination they set up for you. What about if you look beyond it and say, that's their own opinion? If they say you are a failure, that doesn't mean you are a failure, because you might even do better than what they set up for you. Yes, so to stand out and to pull out of crowd and comfort zone, you need to keep learning. To give back to this world, you need to keep learning. Sometimes we need to unlearn what we've learned, to relearn and to embrace new change. Oh, yes. Sometimes maybe what you've learned before many years ago doesn't resonate anymore to this 21st century. So you need to relearn in order for you to learn new things. When I come to relearn, I'm saying you need to humble yourself. No matter how old you are, you need to keep learning. No matter what you have achieved, you might be a professor of philosophy or professor of history, but still you have greatness in you and you have more ability than what you think. You can do better. So keep learning. Before I go any further, let us talk about negative and positive thoughts, because that is the topic of this message today. Negative thoughts processes negative habits and can cause by fixed mindset. So let's take, for example, you know about doing some certain things at a certain time. And then they said you can do it more faster if you apply the technology. And then you are saying to yourself, this is how I know how to do it. For many years, I can't change. I can't adapt to any other thing. I will do it the way I know. This is what we are talking about. You need to progress and you need to learn new things. You need to change the way you do things, because this is the only fixed mindset that will reduce you and limit you and even hold you back. Remember, life is continuous. Remember, we are in a journey and you don't stand still. You don't stop at the bus stop. You have to keep moving on. One of my mentors also said this: if you cannot fly, walk, run. And if you cannot run, walk. And if you cannot walk, crawl. Just make sure you are moving forward, because we are all moving forward and you don't want to be left behind. And that is why you should keep learning, because it's very important. So negative thoughts can make you to behave in a certain way. And it can also be your fixed mindset. So kick out the negative habits to develop positive habits that will lead to the career success in life. Let me also tell you something. Sometimes we look at our ability, we look at our capacity, we look around us, and then we listen to other people's opinion, and we say to ourselves, I can't do it. Why? Why do you have to base your thoughts on you can't do it? Who created you? Did you create yourself? They said we are wonderfully, perfectly made by God, and created by God. We are the creation, and whatever God has created is good and sound. So you are not who people say you are. And that is why I always encourage people, try to know who you are, know your identity. Because once you know who you are, then you will know the skills, the gift, the talent that you have in you. Then you will discover that you have a purpose that you need to fulfill in this world. So when you know who you are and your identity, then it will give you the energy that you need. Then you can channel your gift, your talent, your skills to the right place. So it will also help you to acknowledge your weaknesses and embrace your mistakes and imperfection. Oh, yes. You know, when you start thinking about who you are, then you will know your skills, you will know your weaknesses, and you know your strength. Let me come again. Do you know that majority of people will always focus on your weakness? They will not focus on your strength. They will always focus on your mistakes. They will only judge you and criticize you. But only you can turn things around. When they say you can't do it, challenge them. Take up the cross and do something for your life, because you have greatness in you, because you have the gift in you that can make room for you. Because when you discover those gifts and you develop it, then the rest is history. So why don't you focus and assess yourself, know your strength, and know your weakness? You know, human being and men, human being are so funny. They always focus on their weakness. And that's why they come up with, I can do this. Everything they have excuses for. Everything they have negativity for. But why? Why do we have to limit ourselves? Why do we have to hold ourselves back? Because greatness is in you. Because you can do it. You can achieve it. And you can become. So this reason why you need to focus on the energy that will move you to the next level. You need to focus on your strength. Yes, we all have weaknesses. But then when you focus on your strength, then this will move you faster. And even the one that you think is your weakness, you might even develop it. You might even get it better. But the point there is this: be positive to yourself. Know that you can do all things through Christ who gives us strength. So it will help you to acknowledge your weakness and embrace your mistakes. That is why you see so many people, they're afraid of making mistakes. But if you don't make mistakes, you can't move forward. Mistakes is the experience. Mistakes is a process. If you make mistakes, learn about it, assess it, see the way to make it better, and do the same thing, and you will see that you will come up higher. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because the day you start afraid to make mistakes, then that day you won't do anything. You won't even come out of your comfort zone. You won't even be lamenting and complaining and looking at other people instead of looking at yourself. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. Do you know that every leader, every successful, influential people out there, they make several mistakes. Even me that is speaking to you today, I make a lot of mistakes nearly every day. But do I stand? Did I sit down there lamenting? Oh no, because I learned from those mistakes. In the process of life, on the journeys of life, you need to learn. Two great things that you need to learn from. You need to learn from your own mistakes. And you also need to learn from other people's mistakes. Don't judge them. Don't criticize them, but learn from them. You heard me correct? Don't judge them. Don't criticize them, but learn from their mistakes. Very important. It will also, growth mindset can help you to recognize and develop new skills. Oh, yes. Let's take, for example, what happened about for so many years. I mean, let's say 3 years now. We were all caught up with COVID pandemic. Some people will look at it and say, oh my God, what is this? And then they will lament. They will find fault. We will find fault and blame the government, blame their parents, blame every system, and they will do nothing. But whereas some people will sit down and reflect and say, hang on a minute, yes, it's COVID pandemic, but we can still do something. Maybe that's the time that we need to get closer to our family and build a better relationship. Maybe this is the time to look inside your house and see what you can do. Maybe this is the time to check out what's in your hand, what's in your house that you can use to create something. One thing that I've learned so far during this COVID pandemic is creativity. See, so many people discover gifts that they didn't even know themselves that they can develop. They discover it and then they develop it. And guess what? Probably some of them change their career to what they have discovered and developed during COVID and then run with it. You hear me correct? For example, some people, maybe they had the accountant and then they are working hard. There's lockdown, there's so many things that happen during the week. And then within the time when there's nothing for them to do, then they realize, hang on a minute, I have this gift. Let me develop it. And they developed it. And by the time the COVID was over, guess what they're doing? They've moved from being an accountant to become an entrepreneur. Oh, yes, I've seen it so happen. And that is why they have turned the negativity to positive. They have turned the negativity to opportunity. And they have turned it to creativity as well. And they are looking into a new norm, a new skills, a new lifestyle, a new this, a new everything. That's what I'm talking about. So when your mindset is being positive, then you can run with it. You can face the challenges. You can turn your stories around and you can become better. It is very important. The next thing I also want to say, to achieve successful outcome, you will need growth mindset and grow your confidence and self-esteem. What can I say about that? Fixed mindset is already fixed. And you will limit yourself based on what you know. You will limit yourself based on what is on the system. You will limit yourself based on the policy that you're using. You will limit yourself based on the curriculum. You will limit yourself based on what people say, based on tradition, based on people's opinion. And guess what? Then we are afraid of people. You want to become something and you are thinking, oh, what will people say? Wow. Why do you have to base your life on what the people say? You need to progress. You need to move on. If you really want to fulfill your purpose on earth, do you know the greatest happiness in life is for you to be fulfilling your purpose? You will be happy, you will be fulfilling, and you will even enjoy where you are to where you're going because you know that this is not your bus stop. You are just moving forward. Fixed mindset will make you to make the decision to stay still instead of advancing your skills, knowledge, and career. Oh, yes, I've said it before. It will just limit you. It will just reduce you. It will just, hold you back. And then that is the time you start settling for average, settling for second best, settling for second best, settling for average, settling for less. And then you'll be frustrated. That is why you see so many people doing the job that they don't like. That's why you see so many people going where they don't like. Even they don't like their lifestyle. They don't like their family. Because their mindset is fixed. And they will base their life on that. So fixed mindset will make you to stay still and never take any risks, never move on, and never taking any action. But I have a good news for you. The positive mindset sees failure as the opportunity to learn and advance rather than evidence of failure. Oh, yes. When you have positive mindset, you will look at that challenges you are facing now and say to yourself, I can overcome it. Why? Because greater is He that is in me than He that is in the world. And then you can say to yourself, I can rise above this. Why? Because I am already greater. I am greater than every circumstances I'm facing. And if you are like me, that believe that every challenges and adversity is for a purpose, then I can say to myself, you know what? This is a stepping stone for me to rise above it. So we need to be turning the negative into positive in order for us to progress. Do you know that you can unshackle yourself from negativity and make more positive choices? Oh, yes. Because there is negatives because you are surrounded with negativity doesn't mean that you can't come out of it. Doesn't mean you can't change it. I change my stories around. And that's why I can write a book called Yes, You Can. Because in that book, it's about my stories that I changed. It's about my situations that I changed. And it's about the opinions of others that I changed, that I challenged them, and I become somebody. They told me I cannot do it. They told me I cannot amount to anything. But look at me today. I am so creative. I am so industrious. I am so intelligent because I challenged them. I read books. I observed. I go to seminars. I feed my mind every day. I read and read and research. And that is why I am here today. I have not reached there yet. I am going somewhere. And that's why I want to encourage you as well to do the same thing. You can turn your negativity to positive for your progress in life. So start developing your skills and enhance in your ability through education. Like I said, education is very important. Very, very important. Focus on learning rather than seeking approvals of others. I'll tell you something about that. Do you know that the same people that will praise you today will be the same people that will put you down tomorrow? The same person that promoted you that promote you today, we can be the same person that will demote you tomorrow. That is human being for you. And we are all human. So why do you have to base your approvals? Why do you have to seek their approval? Sometimes we wasted a lot of years waiting for somebody to approve us because we don't know ourselves, because we don't know what we carry, or because we don't know our purpose. So we are waiting for somebody that we say, right on, yes, this is good, this is no. You need to know yourself. If you know yourself, you don't need other people's approval, because you might be waiting for some particular people to approve you, and they might never approve you. So why do you have to seek their approval? So, but keep focusing on yourself, because when you keep learning every day and developing yourself, you are getting better every day. You start small, and then you start developing and getting better and getting stronger and getting greater. Fast track your change of mindset by positive thinking, newfound skills, and yes, you can. Because if you don't do that, no one can do it for you. It's up to you if you're going to go to the next level. It's up to you if you want to rise up. It's up to you if you want to be flying like eagles, or you want to be like chicken. It's up to you. But I believe that if the person I'm facing and listen to me want to move to the next level. So make use of the online training to your benefit and stop the complaint. Let me tell you more about that. When I was raising my kids up, there wasn't like all this online training or something like that. I have to invest my money into learning, personal development. I will read books. I'll go to the libraries if I don't have money. I'll go to the libraries and I will study and I will read. I will even buy books when there is money. I will buy all this learning. And guess what? It's even better now. Some of it you don't even need to buy. You can Google it. You can go to the YouTube. You can learn as much as you can. You can learn a lot within a short period. You don't need to leave even your comfort zone to go and learn somewhere. Online has come to you. Make use of it instead of complaining and lamenting and saying, oh no, I can't do it. I can achieve it. There's no time. People will say there's no time, but do you know that we wasted a lot of time every day? It depends on what you use your time for. Time is money and it is so precious. So you need to see your time management. How do you manage your time? How do you balance your activities and fit your time? It's very, very important. So make use of the online training. Like me, I'm doing some online training. If you're interested, you can contact me. I'm also learning. Do you know that even in this technology, people can have their own degree up to PhD level while studying online? Oh, yes. So why are you waiting? What's your excuse? Why do you hold yourself? You need to keep learning. Learning is leader. I believe you are a leader because every one of us are leading. They are leaders. Why? If you're a mother, you are a leader. If you are a father, you are a leader. If you are a senior sister, senior brother, you are a leader. It all starts from there. So you have leadership in you and you need to develop. And the only way to develop your leadership is to keep learning and learning the right thing. Growth mindset, again, will get you to be committed to learning and improving. We also make them to know life and learning is process. No one knows everything. So be committed to learning. Constantly learning thoroughly is better than learning quickly or halfway. I will say something quickly about that. Don't go for quick learning, fast track learning, because you cannot gain the knowledge fully. You need to gain the knowledge fully and get better understanding for you to apply what you've learned. There's no point learning so many skills and never develop it. There's no point learning many skills and never apply it. Application costly more than just learning. But you need to learn. And when you learn, you need to apply and you need to improve. Very important. So to round up with what I want to say today is learn from mistakes. Try again and accept. It's all about progress rather than the end result. You can learn well and retain the knowledge for better understanding to implement. The difference between good and bad result is often down to one thing: mindset. So a success mindset gives you an advantage. So growth mindset will allow you to grow big, push the boundary of your ideas to new level. There will be challenges. I will not lie to you. There will be challenges. There will be obstacles, adversity along the way. But however, always remember that all these challenges, mistakes, failures is for you to grow. and become better person. So I say to you today, keep learning, change your attitude, change your lifestyle, stay positive, because without you being positive, you will limit yourself and you will see the bad instead of the good. You will see the impossibility instead of positive. Stay positive, keep focusing, keep working hard towards your goal, and know that your dream will come alive. Thank you so much.